From afar, it appears we are looking at antique artworks, 18th century prints, hand-finished architectural drawings, decorative woven tapestries. But upon closer inspection, you find something subversive within the scene. A chaos among the order that the medium insists upon. This is the work of award-winning British artist J.G. Fox. In Elevation of an Art Museum Ransacked, we see an architectural cross-section of a grand museum building. It brings to mind the order, solidity and sturdiness of classical work by Étienne Louis Boullée, Giovanni Battista Piranesi and Jean-Jacques Lecoeur. But in this drawing, the small figures, usually inert passers-by, are causing harm to the buildings. They graffiti the walls, start fires, rip down artworks by Rothko, Warhol, Hearst, Bacon, and throw them to the floor. Paper from the pages of torn-up books rains down like confetti into the courtyards, where bonfires carry plumes of black smoke back up into the sky. There is a beautiful irony in scenes of such chaos being rendered with such traditional and ordered precision. The building casts shadows at a mathematically precise angle, but so too do the defenestrated artworks as they fall to their destruction. The work references the recent trend of destroying or defacing artworks for political reasons. The piece is featured on the cover of Fox's first monographic book, splashed with orange paint, the calling card of many recent iconoclastic museum protests. The theme of iconoclasm continues in this series of 3 copperplate prints, all titled Inhumation. They are based on a series of 18th century engravings which showed early architectural digs. Where the originals showed the joyous uncovering of classical artifacts, Fox's versions use the same composition to show contemporary masterpieces being buried. We imagine perhaps some future purge where even the most prized work of our culture today is now seen as unacceptable. The viewer is forced to question the morality of destroying artwork for any reason. There is an irony in the fact that these works are modified from 18th century pieces. This could be seen as its own sort of defacement, a classical work being graffitied over to make something new. Fox seems fully aware of this in his references to Ai Weiwei, who has damaged ancient pottery for his work, and the Chapman brothers, who have literally defaced etchings by Goya. Unlike these artists, Fox does not damage the originals. All of his etchings are drawn anew and printed traditionally in copperplate. We see the plate marks pressed into the paper and the beautiful thickness with which the ink sits upon the surface. This respect for the medium comes across upon viewing. We are looking at an artwork in true dialogue with the past and the future. This piece, a woven tapestry, is titled "A Woman Brought All the Luxuries of the Modern World." It plays on the classical tapestry composition of a young goddess being brought offerings of fruit, hunted animals, harvested grain, and so on. Fox's version is contemporized. The young lady is being brought luxury bags, high-heeled shoes, jewelry, and famous artworks. She sits in the center taking a selfie with her phone. Cherubim bring her cakes and present to her an open laptop. More subtly, in the background, factories spew out plumes of smoke, and a polluted river is strewn with abandoned shopping trolleys. In the words of art critic Timothy Warrington, Fox's brilliance lies in his ability to bridge epochs. The classical artworks act as a structured stage where the drama of modern commentary unfolds. Within the formal elegance and architectural rigidity, Fox introduces elements that dance with a mischievous lightness, embodying humour and satire that gently poke at the established norms, political structures, and the art world itself. In just the last year, Fox has been shortlisted for 10 art prizes in London, receiving awards and commendations at the Hari Art Prize, the Archisource Drawing of the Year competition, and the London Art Biennale. Fox's quick rise to popularity could be attributed to the fact that his work appeals to many different sensibilities. Beautiful enough to speak to traditionalists, accomplished enough to win critical acclaim, engaging enough to be appreciated immediately, deep enough to be discussed and analysed in intellectual circles. Fox's satirical and witty style recently caught the attention of Unheard, a publication concerned with old-school liberalism and freedom of speech. When they opened a private members club in Westminster last year, Fox was invited to be a founding member. The club hosts an impressive array of philosophers, journalists, politicians and academics, some of whom are now collectors. Fox was commissioned to produce a new artwork for their centrepiece, which now hangs alongside paintings by Grayson Perry and David Hockney, also a contributor to the publication. This mixture of decorative beauty, intellectual depth and critical acclaim is rare and very promising in an emerging artist. We hope you will share in our excitement. Please get in touch for further details.